a new cast was actually brought on for the 4th season, with 14 new contestants and a whole new generation. They were suffering terminal illnesses. So basically, Dr. Ali made sure they actually was well enough. But just like with other contestants, problems started happening. Problems from voices in their heads to vomiting to hair loss to mutations to mental illness, you name it. But that total did not want to care. We told him, these are kids, they might die, they might die. But he kept on saying, no one can comment. No one can actually do anything. As long as I'm in control, that's the big thing. When the 4th season came around, he had become the new head of Wildknuckle Research, and it was pretty terrible too. That jerk even fired some of the scientists. It was horrible, especially around Mike. Since he had many personalities. Mike came from a special needs school, so we had to take extra cautions because he was very sensitive. What's that? Get out of my head! Get out of my head! We started a special needs program for many people who had special needs on the island. Even in our spin-off series, we actually had a special needs program for any characters who were special. But Gordon always pretty much picked on them. He says they were actually not worth it. Calling them horrible names, making them feel small, and mocking them too. We had to comfort them. It got worse and worse. We allowed them to be on the island, but the way they were suffering and all the problems they were having, it was getting worse and worse. Once Revenge of the Island was actually done, they were lit for a 5th season, All Stars, which brought back some of the characters from the classic series and the new series. But some of them had to be eliminated because they were too sick. Speaking of eliminations, the real reason why they were eliminated in each season is because pretty much they were too sick to go on. So we had to let them go. It was horrible, but we didn't know. They couldn't even leave the island. Even if they tried, there were security cameras, alarm systems, and many guards around the island too. So they had nowhere else to go. But people didn't like All Stars that much, so we did a 2.0. Pockettail Island was basically a third time doing a third generation. Like before, they were actually suffering from illnesses, terminal illnesses actually. So Dr. Ali fixed them, and voila. But and they also had problems as well. But we haven't talked about the challenges. The challenges were more like tests for the contestants. That's right, lab rats. It would test their strength, their minds, and their skills. Dr. Ali wasn't too sure at first, but now she's not concerned. She's not. She doesn't know anymore. But the worst one out of them. But I think the worst one out of all of them was Scarlett, who got the worst treatment. A straight A student. But because of all the experiments that was put on her, she went mad. The scientists put drugs in the food for the contestants to give them a kick in the morning. It was illegal. But Gordon told us not to do anything about it. And we know. And naked contestants like Scarlett were driven insane by his drugs. The following episode will also be turned into the following incident will be turned into an episode later on. And Dr. Ali's horror, she knew what this was coming into. Child abuse, mental illness, and slavery among people. So she had only one choice. She couldn't take the suffering. She couldn't see. She couldn't take it anymore. At least that's what she said.